Bitcoin crashing seems to never stop. Altcoins breaking down. Where's this altcoin season? Where's the altcoin season? The alt season everybody's been waiting on. Is it still possible to get that alt season ultra pump everybody has been waiting on? Well, we're going to be getting into this. I have some very important key charts we all need to be paying attention to. So everybody get active in the chat. Let me know you're alive. Who's here? Roll call. Let me know if you're here. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Ding the bell. We're going to be diving into this right now. We're not going to wait any longer. Let's get into it. I hope you're all well. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm grateful that we're in this market, even if it's frustrating. Let's take advantage of the frustration other people don't know how to navigate. Let's get into it. Let's go. When will this bleeding in the market end? When can it reverse and start pushing to the upside? Where is this bull market everybody promised? Well, I still think it's on the horizon. We're going to be diving into this here in just a moment. And by the way, welcome to the show, everybody. My name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab family. You know what? We have been nailing the calls on this channel. Oh, sorry, I just heard a big noise. There's a lot going on in the background. I don't know if you guys are following some of the other dramatic stuff, but that just made me feel like I needed to pull something out that I've got sitting here on my desk. But we got to dive into this, man. That really shook me there for a second. Looking at what's going on in the market, we have just downtrend happening, but this is a 15-minute chart. Why are we so focused on this not moving up right now when we have some of the most bullish catalysts in the history of this market just only getting stronger? What we're looking at right now is really only triggers for the emotional traders to capitulate. So let's dive in and look at what's going on because it's all red. We should get out of the market right now. We should sell everything, right? Why the hell would you be selling when everything is all red? This is the areas that I look for buying opportunities. When everything's all green and things have been pumping, that's why I look for selling opportunities. People are wondering though right now, is this actually setting up for this bearish trend, the bear market? Oh my God, the bull market's over. Well, let's look at the data. Let's pay attention to something other than the price that makes us excited or scared, because this is telling me right here, we're getting a good opportunity in render. We're getting a good opportunity in theta. We're getting a good opportunity in pith. We're getting a great opportunity in ondo, near great opportunity. So what is going on in this market? Because when we come over here, we realize last cycle, Bitcoin had 7 brutal corrections, 17, 32, 26, 28, 51%, 25%. These are moves to the downside on the way up to the ultimate high of that cycle. This is major. And everybody's wondering right now, when we zoom out here on the chart, let's go out to the daily, and you realize ultimately we're in a very bullish structure. Zooming out on this, look at this move from January of last year. We had that base, we had the breakout here, come down, higher low, followed by another higher high, by a higher low. This bull market started back here, I would say right here. Why not on this move? Because this is the first place that the bulls came in and defended a higher low. So from this point forward, you know what I mean? This is just incredibly bullish. If this was a 4-hour chart, you'd say it's a bull market. It is a bull market. On the daily chart, it's a bull market. But yet alone, when we come over here, we get so enamored in this, shorter term price action, it feels scary. Zoom the hell out on this market, because when we see what's layering into what's going on, and we're going to be breaking this down, we have some key charts we got to cover today to help make sure you're understanding the bigger picture, not just a price action in this moment, okay? So everybody that's tuned in right now, welcome to the show. Welcome to the family. This is going to be a therapy session today, because we got to find some gratitude for the data that's presenting here rather than being just lost in self-victimization of the price action going down. Okay, maybe you bought higher. Maybe you did buy lower, but you're just frustrated because you expected much higher right now. Let go of all that damn expectation. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you in life. It doesn't serve you in relationships. It doesn't serve you in sex. It doesn't serve you in food. Let go of expectation. Let things be what they are. Let things play out as they play, and navigate things without the emotional slavery that you put yourself in because you have expectations. Now let's dive, and we all fall off that path. We all end up finding an expectation and feeling let down. Let go of that nonsense. Trading is an analogy for how you're navigating life, especially with money that becomes so emotionally charged with what you expected you're going to be able to do. So diving in here, everybody, we got some incredible signs and signals that we're going to be breaking down right now. As we get into this, I just want to highlight real quick. Make sure you're following me because there's only one Kelly Kellum. There's about 200 fake profiles of me out there. Kelloy, Kellam. You can see it spelled right there. And then make sure, let's go ahead. Let's do a giveaway today. You guys got to participate to get in that giveaway though. So all you need to do is come over here. If you're watching on YouTube, on my page, hit that retweet button, hit this like button. Let's get to 30 retweets and we'll do a $100 USDT giveaway or one of these Arculus cold storage wallets. GetArculus.com. Use code BitLab20 for 20% off. The best crypto cold storage solution out there. So everybody hit that retweet. We got 167 on X right now, about 400 tuned in from YouTube, and I'm sure these numbers are going to tick up as we get going. So let's look at the data. Extreme fear. Extreme fear. I can even make this bigger so you can see extreme fear. These are the moments, especially with where we're at in the cycle, that everybody starts asking, is the bull market cycle over? Do I need to get out? Hell, we were even talking about it here in our studio here with TJ and with Josh and with Drew. There, you have to debate these ideas and these feelings. It's these moments that define what you're going to be able to do moving forward. It's the same thing as relationships. Extreme fear or discomfort that actually presents, that's an area of growth opportunity for you. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about the obscure things. I'm not talking about things where it's like physical danger or threats and all that. I'm talking about same thing in life applies into these trades. When you're feeling discomfort, that is an indication there's something there that maybe you need to face. So let's talk about this discomfort we're feeling right now in the market. Oh, extreme fear. But what does that mean? Well, this is what everybody's feeling like right now. Let's look at this. This is what everybody is expecting. Everybody's expecting this. This is what everybody's feeling. Everybody's feeling like that the value that they were expecting is just diminishing over time. But we have opportunity presenting. Why is this? Because we are having something outside of just the market cycle that I'm actually going to show you. We have data on this already that can quell all of this. Oh my God, the market's dropping because of Trump. He's supposed to be good for markets. Well, we're being too focused on the immediate moment right now. And I'm going to show you why this is. Yeah, we're getting these tariffs in. We get a good tweet from Trump, crypto reserve. Next day, market completely drops beyond it. In fact, we can see this in the chart coming back over here to the CME futures. And I pointed this out. This is at Gap Sunday when we had the crypto reserve. You know, Drew and I hosted a breaking news spaces on the Mario Nawfal channel with the IBC crew. 500,000 people tuned in. This was the excitement. And then on that day, I posted right here, watch for this gap to get filled. Oh, damn. Okay, we got filled. Bounced right here at the golden pocket, came back up, came right down to the platinum pocket right here on the Fibonacci retracements, and it's dropping. Does this mean it's over? No, I need to show you some data, baby. I'm going to make you happy. Everybody that is in the room right now, I want to see something in the live chat. Let's get active. There's 420 people here on YouTube, another several hundred on X. Write something that you're grateful for. If you're watching on X, if you expand it, there's a whole live chat thing there. Let me know what you're grateful for. Okay, in these moments where you're feeling struggle bussy, doesn't matter if it's market or life, what are you grateful for? I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that we're in this market before it runs away. Now let's look at the data and see that we have some incredible things lining up for what's to come in this market. We just may need to do what? Oh, we're discomfortable. We're not comfortable. We're feeling discomfort. That discomfort is us needing to practice patience. Practice some patience, baby. And this is what we're looking at right now. So, okay, we got the tariffs. Okay, who gives a foo? What do we see? We see the global money supply falling, leading indicator that Bitcoin was likely going to pull back. And if Bitcoin pulls back, we've also seen the altcoins really bleed. Now, what we're seeing here is that the global money supply is ticking up. I do think Bitcoin is going to follow, especially because of some of the things I'm about to show you. And let's look at that right now. Gary Cardone, grateful for your smiling face, Broham. Shout out to you, my brother. We got to get you back on the stream, man. I mean, hell, I could send you a link right now if you want to pop in, but we got to get you back on the street, Gary. But global money supply pulling back, pushing up. Who cares about the tariffs? It's all part of the negotiation tactics of what's going on. In fact, if we want the rates cut, you think they're going to be cutting them while the markets are just pushing up 1,000 points, every week? No, we need to bring the reins in to give the Fed the confidence, which the Fed shouldn't even be organizing any of this stuff, but for them to cut. And this is what we're looking at. Okay, we got the Bitcoin crashing. Oh my God. But look, flushing out all this open interest. Now we have all the liquidity is above us. Bitcoin liquidity remains above us. I posted this earlier, about an hour ago. Peak fear, which we just showed a second ago, triggering emotional reactions in the market. That's what they want. That means you hand over your keys to your crypto, you sell it to somebody else who has a longer term vision. Forward looking. Let's look at forward. That's what we do as investors, right? It's looking so incredibly bullish. Why? The short-term trade war right now is dropping the market. But I thought Trump was going to be good for markets. Well, you're looking at a 2-month period versus looking at what's going to happen over the next 4 years and beyond, okay? With the market dropping, it's more reasonable for rate cuts. Cool. I actually wrote cute because I always have a spelling error every time I post something. The M2 money supply is rising. That's good. Bitcoin will likely follow soon. Crypto reserve getting put in place. In fact, there's a White House crypto summit this week on Friday where there's rumors that there could be that acknowledgement that there's no capital gains on American-made crypto. Well, whether it happens or not, who knows? In fact, it may be a bearish catalyst. If some of these rumors aren't fulfilled, then it's like, oh, then we get sell-off. You know who's going to be buying if that happens? Me. Because I'm not going to be shaken out by the expectations not being fulfilled. And then we also, I said, don't get shaken out here, and I'm going to show you why. Because we've been here before, everybody. I posted this right after that, 11:11 a.m. I just realized that. So it must be a magical chart. Crypto people, all of you, we need to chill out. Why? Because Bitcoin has regularly had 15 to 40% drawdowns in the previous cycles. In fact, in this cycle alone, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 30%, about 20%. And now I don't even know where we're at right now because I don't care because it's irrelevant to where price is going. Let's go to the 3-day chart, measure from the top. Oh my God, the market's over. Look at that. We're at 28%. This means it's done. Let's pack up our bags. Let's sell everything. Let's stop being a little bitch. Every single one of us. We all have a little bitchalism inside of us. Let go of your bitchalism. Let's look to what smart money, big money players do. And sometimes that means you need to be a little bit more patient because there's so much expectation in this market, this cycle, because of this new crypto-friendly administration. With that expectation comes the opportunity to take advantage of those that cannot adjust their time horizon and stack longer, hodl longer, because this market is going to resolve to the upside. Whether or not, this is scary. I know I'm as bullish as I can be, but there is a reality that I was talking to TJ about this morning. Maybe we get something like this. Maybe this initial run up to 109,000 actually has a pretty big sell-off throughout the year and then we resolve. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm aware that it's a possibility. And if that's the case, then look at all of this time, guys, this actually would be incredible. Look at all of this time that you'd be able to stack between $6,000 and $10,000 before a 10X all the way up to here on that previous cycle. Do I think that's going to happen? We come all the way down like this? I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible. If I had to guess, we're nearing the end of this bearish price action to the downside, resolving throughout this into the end of the month and likely push up. That's my overall thesis. But with that bias, with that thesis, I still am aware that there's a possibility for downside price action, baby. So coming back over here, what do we see? We've been here before. Why is this chart important? Because we're looking at the short-term holder cost basis, one of the green line. We're also looking at the 200-day moving average, also the 21-week moving average. Well, what did we see in the previous cycle? We lost all of these, but that means a bear market, right? Boom, then we hit all-time high. And this cycle alone, we pushed up, found support on this key level ribbon band. Now look at that. We lost the 200-day moving average. That means we're in a bear market, right? Well, no, let's slingshot your bearish ass out the window, because then what do? We move from roughly, this was the $24,000 region, I believe, all the way up here to $74,000. And then what do? Came back down, lost the short-term holder cost basis, 21-week moving average, and the 200-day moving average. In fact, we rejected on this area confirmation of a bear market. And then what do? 100% move up to $109,000. Calm down. We've been here before. We know what to look at. Let's take advantage of this, because so many people are not. This market, every market, but especially this market right now, is a dog-eat-dog battleground for the people that are willing to be sharks versus the people that are willing to put themselves on the chopping block to be eaten alive in this market. This market is a battleground. You're either going to be a winner or a loser. That's how it is. If you're buying, somebody's selling. If you're selling, somebody's buying. So ask yourself, if you're selling, who the hell is buying at these levels? If you're selling because you're scared, who's buying at these levels? Somebody that has better long-term vision. The whales have been stacking in like mad in the last 6 months, and people are scared at this level where all of the architecture is getting in place for higher upside. What the hell are we so scared about? That it might not go up in the next 6-minute candle? Sure, be scared, but take advantage of the longer term view. In fact, if we look at this right here, this investor spent $30 a day, $30 a day for 8 years. It's $1 million. Persistence, consistency, strategy, and unwavering extended longer term vision turned $30 a day into $1 million. What was that? It's more than a 10x. Excuse me, that's $86,000 invested. So just realize that. And then when we come back over to here, we've been here before. We're not even below this full band yet. There's no reason to worry. Not only that, we haven't even tested down to this box here, which is, in fact, we could actually lower this a little bit. This is a previous range high. Price action so more ridiculously often comes up. Look at this. Comes up. Where did the price action come to? Right here. Where is it? Previous range high. So, okay, look, we came up. If this does come down, oh my God, it filled the CME gap. Oh my God, it's dead. We're asking, people are seriously wondering if the market's dead. We have not even tested the previous range high. Chill the mother out, okay? We are seeing so many things that if you have a longer term vision are only indicating that it is stacking season, not packing season. Okay, so coming back over here, what else do we see that we've been here before? Then we were talking about the trade war stuff. What do we got? We got Secretary Scott Bessent says he is committed to lowering interest rates. We're seeing the markets kind of have some constriction. We see the Atlanta Fed kind of lowering the projections on the GDP. We're also seeing just noise. It's noise. We're seeing a new administration come in and shake things up on a geopolitical stage like we haven't seen it probably in beyond our lifetimes, because there's been such there's been such endeavored and locked in bureaucratic nonsense that there's some shakeups going right now and getting things back on an equal footing on the stage. Whether or not you agree with or disagree with what's going on within the administration, the outlook is Trump is a market person. He's a person that wants investments to go up. If he's doing things that are pushing the market down now, I would be taking advantage of that. In fact, I am. I am not worried whatsoever, because then we look at the next slide and we see that, all of a sudden now, what do we see? We're seeing rate cuts expectations are just flying up the charts right now in the face of all these tariffs that everybody says, oh my God, why are you doing this? The market's going down. Well, it seems like there's a 4D chess move going on right now that is actually getting us to the point where it's becoming more likely that we're going to be getting rate cuts rather than in later this year. I don't know if it's going to be in March, but sometime, things are starting to cook up in favor of risk on assets here in the near future. And then what do we see? We see S&P has officially erased all of its post-election gains. That means Trump sucks, right? No. This was kind of like, well, it gets hard to do rate cuts. we kind of need to pull it back. And why am I showing you this? We talk crypto on this channel because it's not Bitcoin and altcoins that are failing. Markets generally are pulling back right now. And I very heavily believe that this is a slingshot powder keg setup for a major move in Bitcoin and altcoins. In fact, altcoins even just went way up that totem pole on likelihood for a major move because we just had that crypto reserve executive order. Whether or not we need to wait for the Congress to fund it and all that nonsense, who cares? Why? Because he listed specific assets outside of Bitcoin and ETH that gave a global awareness that there's a broader look at this market that needs to be taking place. That yes, Bitcoin is the best asset out there. Ethereum has the largest ecosystem for altcoins. All other altcoins have different utilities, use cases, implementations. Blockchain is the rails of the future. And so big money investors are now aware of this. We now have a new SEC, a new framework, a new outlook for what they're doing, what their plans are. That is now supportive, not suppressive. And we've seen an enormous number of new ETF filings come in from everything from HBAR to Polkadot to Litecoin to, I mean, the list is Chainlink. There's a whole long list of these. XRP, which is now more and more likely. And it's also creating capital channels for big money players as well as mom and pops that are not actively involved in the crypto market. And we're worried right now on the last couple of weeks that it's chopping. Well, let's take a breather, guys, because this means if it's not running away, it means we still have opportunity at these prices. Shout out Veteran Crypto, Chris Pfaff, DZG 500, 88 mile per hour trading. What's up? Seth Shepard, Museum of Corruption. We got the fam jam in the house. K-Jam, Green Day Profits, Alexandra G. We got the whole family here. Big love to each and every one of you. I appreciate you all. Let's keep it going because we got a lot to cover, guys. And we're going to get into some charts, some levels, all that and more. What 3 coins are you most excited about at these price levels? Every single one of you, I want to see you get active in the live chat. Hit that like button. I want to really just ask you, get involved. Somehow 55% of you that watch on a daily basis on YouTube are not subscribed. What are you doing? Scroll down right here. Make sure it says subscribed. When we say ding the bell, this is the bell. Come right here. Click that little down arrow, turn on the notifications. I just realized I forgot to put the member stream this morning to private. If you have your notifications on, I put some private member stuff, paid group stuff, sometimes up for like 5 minutes or 8 minutes on public. And if you have your notifications on, you'll get those breakdowns. And if you catch it before I put them to private. All you have to do is come here, hit that all button. And then once it says subscribed, there's a join button. Click that join button, join, become a member today. Remember, I said if we get 30 retweets, I will split that up. Whatever combination of new members here on the YouTube and the retweets, we'll do a giveaway. Now you'll see the join button. It's about $1.25 a week, and it's a great way to keep things moving here. Now, continuing on, what else we got? We got some good stuff, guys. Now, here's the kicker. I thought Trump was supposed to be good for markets. Well, here's his last presidency, right? Trade war. Look at this. Trump calls off 20% tariffs on Mexico. Boom. This is following the same trajectory of what we saw several years ago. And now what are we seeing? We're seeing the same thing, following the same path, putting the pressure on, make people make some decisions, get things clarified, and then the market releases back to the upside. So is he doing the wrong thing, or is he just playing a tactful game that we're being too impatient with because it's making the market fall today? Let's stop being that. Leaning towards RWA utility and US base, says Mick Ray. Shout out to you. Yeah, I hear that. Bought some say as they are based in the USA, and Trump World Liberty Finance bought some too. Shout out to you. I think that says Decrypto76. Ondo Aerodrome Superverse, good, great coins. Link Curve Ondo, Chris Pfaff Ondo. Yeah, I keep wanting to figure out where I need to shake my leg on the street so I can get more money in this market, because I am so cash poor right now because every dollar I get, I just put into the market. It doesn't mean I'm poor. Don't worry about that. My point is, I'm taking advantage of this with every cent that I get. while still leaving myself breathing room to pay my bills, right? But then we see this reminder, 2020, massive Bart Simpson pattern. Here's the head, here's the hair, here's like basically large inefficiency, chop, distribution, fill that out, launch. Okay, what do we got? Large inefficiency, chop, distribution, drop. Is a launch next? Well, let's have to see, because, well, you know what you got to do in order to get there? You got to believe. That's right. Sometimes it's just strategy, patience, and sitting on your hands. Understanding what's going on in the greater picture so you don't get completely stolen emotionally because you're zoomed in on the shorter term time frame. That's what we got to pay attention to. And then we look to this right here. March is setting up to be a big month for crypto. March 6th, which is 2 days from now, CFTC, Forum on Tokenized Assets and Stablecoins. March 7th, White House Crypto Summit with Donald Trump and David Sachs. March 10th to 14th, Senate Banking Committee votes on the stablecoin bill. March 21st, SEC holds its first crypto roundtable. And we're worried. Everything, the framework is getting in place for higher. There's just uncertainty on the broader markets right now. That's what's going on. And then we see right here, to your point, somebody said earlier about RWA, made in the USA. Michael Saylor, let's just listen to it, because he nails this. This calls it out perfectly. And he's not just talking about Bitcoin anymore. He is recognizing the value of blockchain and other digital assets, not as a store of value. That's Bitcoin's role. But other areas that this can, this is very important. And essentially he's talking about RWAs. He's talking about identity. He's talking about NFTs, but he talks about it in a broader way. Let's hear what he has to say really quick.
You know, I believe that the best thing for the country is to move forward with an enlightened, progressive policy toward digital assets. I think it's worth $100 trillion to the United States. And ultimately, there's 4 different assets that people need to come to grips with. A digital commodity, like Bitcoin, an asset without an issuer, backed by digital power. A digital currency, like a stable coin, backed by a fiat currency equivalent. A digital security, an asset with an issuer backed by a stock or a bond, so we can tokenize Wall Street, and then a digital token, which is an asset with an issuer that's backed by digital utility. I think everybody's trying to come to grips with that taxonomy, and as the market gets more educated, we're going to see more progressive, constructive policy engagement.
So talk about tokenizing Wall Street, Ondo, Wall Street 2.0, the Ondo Summit they just had, the partnerships that they have. If you're wondering, is Ondo a good buy? Ondo is a good buy at any price, anywhere in this region, because they are actively, and they basically have the blessing and the investment of BlackRock. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the history of the world, over $11 trillion, probably $12 trillion now. They're de facto one of the world leaders because of how much they control. BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, essentially collectively own, they all own each other. And they collectively own 80% of the businesses, the major businesses here in the US. And they're also international, of course. But Ondo, yeah. So tokenizing things, getting a strategic reserve, incredible. RWA, Link, Chainlink, some of the DeFi plays that are out there. Yeah, guys. And you're not bullish? What the hell are you guys worried about? We're just too impatient. We're just too impatient. And then we see right here, Aerodrome, pay attention to everything on Base. I talked about this yesterday a little bit. Base just dropped the mic with flash blocks, 200 millisecond block times, killing Solana essentially, displacing that whole narrative. But Solana's faster. Now, I'm not hating on Solana, but Base is coming up in a big way. Now it's straight up 2 times faster than Sol. App chains scaling a solution about to deliver 10x capacity. Bridge fees locked at $1. Platform eating 83% of the roll-up fees. This is just incredible. And I said, why did I say Aerodrome? Because Aerodrome is the DEX on Base. And not only that, well, let's look at the data from today. Then we also see Aerodrome, AERO, the ticker, actually grew its share of Base DEX volume by 15% in the February bloodbath. So what does that mean? Come over here. First off, I do want to highlight real quick. This is the others chart, everything outside of the top 10, the altcoins. We are in what I do think, this zone, I do think is going to be the bottoming zone. Let's do another little just highlight box right in this zone. I do think, why? Because we have all these rejections, support, chop right in the middle of support and rejection, bounce, kind of wick through it, bounce right in this zone. I think we're coming into the bottoming of altcoins. Now, when we look at Aerodrome, Oh man, AERO is just bleeding. It lost its support. Well, this is a newer coin. This coin was only launched in February last year. We put everybody onto it, I think right about right here. This is where I got in, made a ton of money on it, took profits, rotated into other stuff, made profits on that, rotated it back into Aerodrome, back around here. Basically, I mean, and I've added a little bit here. In a week or so, I'll probably add a little bit more down here because I'm going to be adding. I actually hope the price stays down here. You can't always want the price to go up. If you believe in an asset or an asset class, sometimes you hope for the price to fall because then you take advantage of that lower price. I don't mind that I have longer term positions that I'm holding for many months, maybe into the year plus, depending on how this cycle goes. If I bought here, that means I get to lower my, if this was $1.09 and it's down here at 55 cents, then my median price there, if I buy the same dollar's worth amount, my median price is going to be somewhere here around 70 cents. So I'm lowering my average entry. Now with this right here, price has been falling, but we just saw that the data shows that they're actually increasing utility, more uses, the power of focusing on durable assets and volumes rather than just the price. If the price isn't matching the data, if the data is going up, good data, use case, utility, fees, volume, and the price is falling, guys, use the data. It's a bullish divergence on data, baby. And then we look right here, just a reminder of all the coins we should be really paying attention to. There's other stuff outside of this, yes, that you could make plenty of money on. But the focus right now with the major hub of liquidity in the crypto market is the US. The US just got a huge green flare shot up with this new administration, and there's a lot of things getting put in place. We're not fully there yet. However, I think that there is an overwhelming slingshot being just tension, just being coiled up that is going to be released on this market. And, Coinbase 50 index, bigger money players coming into the market, they're going to be paying attention to things like this. Made in the USA, it's going to be paying attention to things like this. Grayscale Trust having a little bit less of an impact now that we have ETFs, but paying attention to things like this. And then the World Liberty Finance, all the things that Trump is stacking into. And you see Link is in the middle of all those. Ondo's made in the USA. We got Render, Axie Infinity, Stacks, the Graph, Helium Network, ApeCoin, XTZ. You're just seeing where you can see likely focused liquidity. So I'm paying attention to all these, especially this made in the USA area right in here. Litecoin also, I think, is a sleeper because it's not a shiny new thing. New money coming in does it. Retail, super retail is not really paying attention to that. So what are we still worried about, everybody? Let's kind of go ahead and look at a couple other things. Looking at Coinbase Bitcoin chart. I mean, this is still within, look at that beautiful. Came down, test the bottom, boom, came up, test the top, came back down, testing the bottom. It's trying to clear out the liquidity, chopping people out as much as possible, especially if there's a big announcement on Friday. Then maybe that's why this market's getting pushed around the way it is. And again, even if this were to drop a little bit further, I don't really start to get worried until we get down into the lower 60s or below. This is all, we're just adding noise to the charts right now, looking at this. But looking at Link, oh my God, Link, up here, we were talking about price, price coming back into here and then into this zone and potentially back into this blue zone. And this blue zone's been there all the way since November 2023. Coming back down, am I frustrated with this? No, this is one of my highest conviction plays. Ondo and Link are two of my highest conviction plays in this market because of the integrations and partnerships that they have. The fact that Link is, whether you want to call it suppressed, who cares? Sometimes you don't need an explanation. The price action came back down into a very, very buyable zone, in my opinion. Does that mean it can't come down all the way down here into the $10 range? No. In fact, if that did, I'd be super thrilled. I'd be upset for the engagement online because people start not tuning in because they're frustrated. And when you see prices falling, that's when you need to be most engaged. Let me say that again. When you see prices falling in the market, that's when you need to be most engaged. That's when you need to be looking for the best opportunities. So many people get so hyped up about price going up, they buy, and then the price pulls down, and they're like, oh, the market's a scam. No, your lack of strategy and buying emotionally, that's a scam. When you see fear on the streets, the blood, the red candles, with everything being red, like this right here, red, 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 this tells me we're setting up for great opportunities, especially because where we're at in the market cycle and everything being built in support of crypto on a global stage now. So my question to you is, what have you bought in the last week or the last month? What are you looking for the lower entry on right now? Let's stop looking at the price targets up. Where are your entries? What are you sculpting into right now versus just hopium? We're not doing hopium. We're looking at the data, baby. Now coming back over here, let's look at some altcoins. I saw a bunch of the coins you guys listed. Let's look at this right now. Damn, you guys get tax returns, says Wispy. I know, right? It's been a while since I've had a tax return. But Link coming down into a great zone, I think. If this fall, I mean, this is kind of where I'd expect it to find some support in this zone. Dot bleeding down, but I mean, we kind of had this kind of trying to lose this support. What do I mean by trying to? We see a wick down, but the candle body's trying to maintain a hold in this, but we have this giant green block. What's the green block? It is an order block, which means in the order books, people buying, trading, selling, there's a huge number of buyers that came in this order block that defended this zone, found support, still within this order block zone, finding support. I would guess, I'll put it out there, I would think that this region will be the bottom within this block. If we get a little move down, I think it would be a quick move down back up. Again, unless we get some sort of black swan where global markets tank a huge amount, if things just kind of persist as they are, start to resolve back to the upside, especially considering what we have going on Friday, and we have a Fed speaker speaking Friday as well, then I think we're coming into a bottoming zone. And this is also one of those coins that has an ETF on their application on the horizon. Constellation DAG, a made in the USA coin that nobody's paying attention to. Very few people, and it has such an astronomically small market cap. And, we talked about this when the price was down here in the 2-cent range, and we're able to take advantage of this. Now, for those of you that thought you missed the boat, you didn't miss the boat on anything. We got a bit of a, sort of falling channel here. It's not really a falling channel. It's kind of very ugly. I don't know what you call that, but it consolidating to the downside, maybe into accumulation. If this is able to hold, really anywhere in the zone, because the market cap is so small, I'd love, and they've been in those digital chamber meetings, the crypto council with Aptos and with Near and with Cardano and yet nobody's really talking about them yet. Coinbase is actually using some of their technology at the ETH Denver conference. They have contracts with the Department of Defense, the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Transcom, Panasonic's building a coin on top of it. And they've got, I don't even remember. It's so ridiculously small. You guys want to look for opportunities. I'm giving you the opportunity, man. You just got to pay attention to it. $125 million market cap. Are you kidding me? And they got Panasonic launching on them. They got, opportunity is here. If you stop getting so worried about, but price isn't going up right now. That's why it's opportunities. SUI, nice move up. We talked about the breakdown because of this rising wedge. It did break down. Boom, 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 boom. Where'd it come? Right to this previous range top. Not only that, let's look. Golden pocket right here. Came back to why do they call it the golden pocket? The golden pocket is a super high hit rate of when price moves up. You measure from the bottom to the top, where the most likely place, if the price retraces back down, where that price will likely find some support. It did there. That's a bullish pullback. What do you mean pullback is bullish? When price moves up, it doesn't just go up. It goes up and it comes back to find where the bulls come in and then continues on. If this loses, it's a smaller market cap coin. So similarly with the golden pocket on large assets, it would make sense similarly for the price. This is also this previous range top region. If this loses, I'd be looking for an opportunity down here in the $1.40 to $1.50 range for SUI. And remember, zooming out, this has just been massive uptrend. Look at this. Large move up, big move down. Large move up, big move down, almost a double bottom. Then move up, little bull flag, move up, coming back, testing. It's a newer coin, shaking off some people. Also early investors, vesting expires, coin, token releases, so on and so forth. Then we got Litecoin. We got too many lines on this chart. Too many lines on the chart. There we go. I mean, just sideways action all the way since 2017. Massive moves up. And then, oh my God, the market's dead. It's never coming back. 94% loss. Oops. 94% loss. But then you got 5.6x. And then you got, oh my God, it's dead. 82% loss. And then it went from that all the way up 15x. Okay. But God dang it. But then it's dead. It comes all the way back. This actually has been providing an incredible trading range. 90% loss. But now, with what's happening with big institutions, corporations, ETFs, so on and so forth, and the legacy Litecoin has created with how much uptime and kind of silent user base that it has, what has it done? It's broken out of this range, came back, testing this again. Once we clear the $160 level, I expect this, I would think that this is going to clear this previous all-time high and continue on in this trajectory. If this does lose, then anywhere down here in this $80 range, I mean, potentially down to 58, but I would think right here about the $80 range would be a great opportunity if we do get more blood in the markets. Big Tensor TAO, I'm still super bullish on this. And I was a little bummed that it kind of rocketed back up here. I was like, man, I didn't get to get back in. But you know what? You're patient. You don't jump in because you thought you missed it. Now, because of that, look at this, a 47, 48% discount that now when I want to get back in, I can spend half as much money to get the amount I wanted or spend the amount I wanted to buy in and get twice as much. Patience pays in this market. Still bullish on AI. Especially the AI marketplace ecosystem, which is what BitTensor is. It's an ecosystem that if I need an AI agent built, I could put out basically a bounty, say, hey, and then 7 people can compete to try and build that AI agent. And then I, pick the one that I'm going to utilize and you get paid. They get paid in TAO. So it's basically for people that are builders, people that need something built, and also people that, want to trade and stake within this. There's a great ecosystem. Major players involved with this as well. Now, I do see that there's a bit of a trend line that's coming right in through here as well. Finding support, finding support, finding support, finding support. I might have to layer back into this when I allocate in 2 weeks or a week. But I want to add more Link, but I want to add more Ondo. You see how difficult this can get? Because you don't want to be spread across 100 coins with $77 in each. Sometimes you need to figure out where your convictions are and really sharply allocate to those. Algorand, super bullish on this. Made in the USA coin. If we do get that made in the USA capital gains adjustment, where you don't pay capital gains on made in America coins. I mean, let's look at this real quick. This is major. If this were to play out, this is a flagpole, basically a bull pennant, bull flag, they're all interchangeably, whatever you want to call it. It's the same measurement. So let's measure this out. This would suggest if that does break out like that, that would be another 5x breakout from here. And that doesn't ultimately mean the top. It means the measured move out of this would suggest that. But what we're watching right now is people lose their minds because I thought it was going to go up. No, sometimes look at this, comes down, finds support on the golden pocket, comes back up, now loses it, rejects at the golden pocket, and where did it bounce? This is what I was talking about. Lost the golden pocket, and where'd it come? Right to the 786. So if we are in that bottoming sort of scenario for altcoins, and we're starting to see signs and signals like this, then this might be a good area to start to layer in. But I would be a little patient this week through Friday because there's no guarantee that we're going to get super bullish news on Friday. There might be bullish news on Friday that doesn't meet the expectation of the market, and then you have a sell-off, although it could be very bullish for the market. So we've got to remain patient right now. We got to remain looking for opportunities in this market because this is the best opportunity we've ever seen in the history of the world with the democratized access for each you and I. We don't have to be an accredited investor to have $300,000 in order to invest early. No, I mean, you have to realize all of you are VC investors in these various altcoins. Bitcoin is the only one that you're not VC investing into. So anything can happen, and it's important to diversify within this. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I got to run because I got some things I got to do. But I may be hopping on with Josh here in a little bit. I have a meeting first at 12:30 for some stuff, but he's going to be going live with, there's a talk or something going on. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's get active. Let's see if we got over that 30 mark. I doubt we did. Let's go ahead and refresh this. 15. All right, no giveaway today, but I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. As we leave, find gratitude in your heart. Have a good day, regardless of what's going on. Your mind's lens is how you see the world. So if it's bad, it's because you're looking at things bad. If it's good, it's because like let's all empower each other. Sometimes things get frustrating. Sometimes things are going on. Sometimes people are having a mental health crisis. Send love, send compassion. Don't weigh it on your own shoulders. All you can do is be with somebody through their fire and not get burned. That's all I got for you guys, everybody. And I will say, huzzah! Have a wonderful day. Adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Let's keep it lighthearted, baby. Adios.